I'm going to give you a list of some of your best colleagues, right? And I want you to tell me how much they would go for now.
In today's market?
In today's market.
And salary?
No, just the transfer fee.
All right.
You never played with Graeme Souness, but he managed you enough times and you were also his assistant in a few places. How much would a prime Liverpool Graeme Souness be worth?
Graeme Souness, 125 million quid.
Okay.
Right now, he could do everything. I mean, the rules have changed, right? So a big part of his game was intimidation, and he was hard as nails, and his attitude, Graeme, was everybody's out to get me, so I'm going to get you first. He thought, when he went on the pitch, that every midfield player was out to do him first, so he booked early. That was his tactic. But the rules have changed now, so he'd have to adjust. He'd have to say, right, you can't have contact in midfield. You can't be late. You've got to stay on your feet. So a big part of his game's gone there. But ball striking, passing, and actual influence on the game, 125 million.
Paul McGrath, Rolls Royce of a defender for Manchester United and Aston Villa, couldn't really keep fit, had off the field issues. How much would you have paid for him?
The best way for people who've never seen Paul McGrath play to describe him is he's like an aggressive Van Dijk. A really aggressive Van Dijk. Like a Rolls Royce like Van Dijk. He couldn't straighten his knee and he couldn't bend it further than halfway. Didn't train for 7 years. Just got on a bike for 20 minutes. Man of the match every week. Nicest man you could ever wish to meet. Strong as an ox, but he read everything. And you hit a goal kick on him, it's going back towards the goalkeeper every time. Like aggressive, brilliant in the air. He could play midfield. He did play midfield for Ireland. Paul McGrath, 125 million as well. Okay.
Jan Molby, Danish playmaker, teammate of yours at Liverpool, could pass the ball anywhere.
Jan Molby, I never seen him miss kick the ball. If he said to me when I got to Liverpool, don't even look. The minute the ball's on its way to me, just turn and run, and I'll find you. He said, don't think I haven't seen you, because I have. So I'd be looking down the pitch with my back to goal at Jan. I can see what he sees. And the fullback would roll the ball into him, and I'm thinking he's not seen me. Next thing, the ball comes round the corner into my feet, and I'm not ready. And he's hammering me. But he was on a different wavelength. But I seen Dennis Wise try to man-mark him one day at Anfield. And all he done...
Mistake?
Well, what he done, he used to go and get the ball off the back four and you couldn't stop him because he was that good on the ball. He'd just move it the other side of you. But Dennis went tight on him. So what he done, he turned, run up the centre of the pitch towards the opposite goal. And last second, he just break away to the left or the right. As the ball was on its way, one touch out to the fullback. You couldn't get near him. As you were getting there, Dennis was getting there to snap him. The ball was gone. Just a genius footballer.
How much?
Jan Molby, well, if you go in Declan Rice, Jan couldn't get around the pitch like Declan Rice. He couldn't tackle like Declan Rice. So I'd say Jan Molby, 90 million.
90 million, okay. Off to Benfica now. Scott Minto, talkSPORT co-host and one of your British buddies at Benfica in 98-99.
Yeah, Scott Minto, great lad again. Great, really good footballer. Could play in midfield or full back, either side. Great attitude. I would say he'd be like Tierney at Arsenal. Tierney.
Yeah.
That type of... Better than Ben White. So I would say 50 million.
50 million?
50 million in today's market, Scott Minto.
He would have taken that, I think.
Everton, West Ham. Sorry, Chelsea, West Ham, Benfica. Charlton.
Rotherham.
Yeah, started sliding. Especially when he started playing with me. But great lad, and I would say 50 million.
I was playing darts with him last night, and he's lefty, isn't he? Yeah. And he was pretty handy. He had to be targeted to take him out of some of the games because he was a bit, like when sportsmen turn up to a sort of, regular person's sort of sporting evening, he's a bit too good. He's a bit
Do you know what he is? Peter Perfect.
Yeah, he is.
He folds his clothes up. Yeah, it looks the part.
Yeah, he does.
Can you imagine his suitcase when he opens it? It's got the straps, everything's neat and tidy.
Yeah. I reckon he can definitely still do a job modelling for Next.
Next, he'll be devastated. I was going to say Armani. In his prime, he was Armani. He has slipped down to Burton.
He did show me a picture actually last night of him modelling for Top Man when they couldn't get Jamie.
We've all done that.
They couldn't get Jamie Redknapp. Did you?
Yeah. I was in the window in Swansea, Top Man.
Were you?
Yeah, my mother went in and said, "Can I keep all the boards when you finish with them?"
Finally, what about a man you managed at Wolves, Jamie O'Hara? How much would you pay for him?
Jamie O'Hara, all depends what Billericay will accept. I'd have to ring the chairman of Billericay up and say, how much do you want for him, and try and negotiate a deal. But Jamie, on a serious note, Jamie, really talented midfield player, really good with his back to goal, and he could move the ball. Ball striking, both feet, brilliant. If you asked him now, couldn't get round the pitch well enough to, like Declan Rice, like I'm on about Declan Rice, gets round the pitch, doesn't he? Jamie couldn't do that. But you could stop Jamie. If you got on top of him, you could stop him. But really talented.
So how much?
10 million.
Okay. That's the lowest ranked of all
10
of your
million.
5 there.
Yeah, you can't get a League Two player for less than that.